negotiations is the IRGC itself. And don't forget, this is the Islamic Revolution, and they are the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps. I think they are the decision makers, the real power in Iran, the real element suppressing its people. And at the end of the day, if you remove all these programs they've built to maintain power, then they become at risk. And so they're both closely tied to each other. And if they won't negotiate, we take them off the table, step by step.
Which is so important is, people and academics are speaking out over the weekend and others and saying, well, it's not, the UAE and Saudi Arabia reconsidering their relationship with us and our bases. That's just not true. And we get more and more reports that MBS specifically says, Mr. President, finish the job. I will back you up financially. Finish the job. The Wall Street Journal reported last night that President Trump and his advisor are looking into some type of limited military strike in Iran in addition to the blockade. Would you do that, and do you think that's accurate during the ceasefire? Or do you want them to be the ones to break the ceasefire?
Well, like I said, Ryan, we have yet to really use all our options, and one of those options is specifically targeting the IRGC as the Israelis have done. So if we marry up, tie our capacity, our intelligence to go after the IRGC specifically, yes, I think that's a successful component of the strategy and would pay dividends. And we've done that before in other countries. There's a lot of tools you can do to accomplish that objective. But that's what really leads to an enduring peace and stability in the region. A government in place who renounces the Islamic Revolution and vows to dissolve all those programs that supported their policies. So it's very clear, and this administration, the president, is moving down that line very aggressively.
You want to unfreeze those $27 billion in frozen funds, stop enriching uranium, and stop funding surrogates. That will be just the start. 18-hour trip to have a 21-hour negotiation, and the vice president has left. No word if there'll be another round. Admiral, thanks so much for your great analysis. Appreciate it.
Hi, Brian. Great to be with you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
All right, let's start with Operation Epic Fury. In less than 3 hours, the U.S. will begin enforcing a naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz.
U.S. Central Command says a naval blockade of Iranian ports in that critical Strait of Hormuz is set to come into effect right now. Remember, about 20% of the world's oil passes through this strait. The move is sending oil prices soaring and is threatening to upend global energy markets. The decision comes after peace talks between the U.S. and Iran ended in Pakistan over the weekend without a breakthrough. Iran says the move amounts to piracy and is threatening to retaliate. NATO and European allies say they don't support the blockade. They're urging for the waterway to be reopened. Let's kick off our coverage here this hour with NBC News senior international correspondent Matt Bradley, who is in Tel Aviv. Matt, the president's been to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, get oil flowing back to the countries that rely on it. Do we know why does he want to have this blockade in these ports right now, and how exactly is this going to work now that it kicks into effect?
Yeah, it's interesting because, of course, he's imposing a blockade, and the Iranians have already put a blockade, and that's the cause of this crisis. The president is trying to stop Iranian ships, which have actually been operating this entire time. So this is the intention, to choke off Iran, which has been benefiting from the fact that it's been able to sell oil on the international market. Now, the risk here is a further blockade on top of a blockade. That means that we're going to be seeing now less Iranian oil reaching the market, and oil is a global commodity. So the risk here is that the price of oil could increase even more on global markets because of those markets that would have been relying on oil, like in China or other places, like we're seeing some of these unloading in India. So this is going to be possibly a move that the president means to try to subdue Iran, but it could make matters worse for global markets.
And Matt, we'll get into the markets in a moment, but let's talk about the response there in the region. How is Iran responding to this? What are we hearing from leaders around the world to this move?
Yeah, well, this is something that is being obviously condemned by the Iranians, and you know, we're seeing more and more around the world an increasing realization that this confrontation and even the call for negotiations is causing more and more friction and pushing things down the line. The president's attempt to try to sell to the world that Iran has already been defeated, that this has been a victory for the United States and for Israel. These are things that aren't really going to be landing with a lot of folks, especially with a lot of foreign leaders, especially those allies, American allies, that the president had scorned and then asked for help and then scorned again for not helping.
And Matt, what got us to this point was those marathon peace talks over the weekend, failing 21 hours of peace talks. What were the main sticking points there? Why didn't they come to any sort of deal?
Okay, well, according to the American side, we've been hearing that the main sticking points are the enriched uranium and Iran's access to a nuclear weapon. And, you know, the United States has been characterizing this as the main issue that has been complicating and really delaying negotiations all this time. It's one of the reasons why this whole conflict came to war to begin with, because of many of these same diplomats who have been negotiating with the Iranians. So, you know, now we're seeing once again the problem with these negotiations. They haven't really been able to get to the main issues. Now, you know, of course, the Strait of Hormuz has become America's priority during the war. But the president is saying that it's because of this question of nuclear negotiations, of nuclear bombs, of being able to actually achieve one, which, by the way, the Iranians enjoy as parties to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Agreement. They have the right to enrich uranium. But the president is saying that they want to make sure that in these negotiations that the Iranians agree to give up their right to enrich uranium. And so that is something that is really colliding here. Both of these sides are so far apart, it's going to be tough to reconcile in just a matter of weeks, let alone several years of negotiations.
Matt Bradley in Tel Aviv. Matt, thank you so much. Let's get right to NBC News senior White House correspondent Garrett Hakers at the White House joins us with the latest. Garrett, we know the president was up late last night posting to social media. What are we hearing from him about this blockade? Are we getting answers to some of the key questions, like how long it could last, or if other nations are going to try and help maintain it?
Well, Joe, we're getting some answers, but candidly, some of them are contradictory, and all of them are not supported with evidence that we can see. The president has suggested that this blockade could be open-ended. The idea here is to put the Iranian economy into a vice by cutting off their ability to sell their oil and natural gas products anywhere with a blockade of all of their ports, and with the hopes that that could force Iran back to the negotiating table. The president did say last night on the tarmac at Joint Base Andrews on his way back here to Washington that other countries are lining up, he said, to help police the Strait of Hormuz, or the Persian Gulf essentially in its entirety, which is what would be required here. But he gave no names, and we can't find any supporting evidence of any other nations who are particularly enthusiastic about this or willing to lend their ships to what could be an open-ended effort, Joe.
Garrett, has the White House indicated what it might look like? Say a ship from a nation like China tries to leave an Iranian port. Is the U.S. military ready to do anything in that kind of situation? What might that look like?
Well, look, we could find out, Joe. I mean, the only guidance we've gotten has been from some of the president's allies. An interview with Tom Cotton, for example, this morning, a Republican senator very close to the White House, suggested that he sees this blockade playing out like the one earlier this year of all Venezuelan ports, in which the United States Coast Guard and military vessels did intercept and essentially seized ships that were departing Venezuelan ports. Look, this is a much bigger set of circumstances. There's more maritime traffic, there's bigger nations involved, and to your point, the idea that perhaps a Chinese flagged vessel or a vessel flagged to an American ally might be boarded by the U.S. could be escalatory in a way that the White House hasn't fully, or at least publicly, dealt with yet. We simply don't know how aggressive the U.S. will be in enforcing what the president and his allies insist will be a total blockade of the Iranian coastline.
Since this war began a few weeks ago, we know one of the primary goals has been opening the Strait of Hormuz, not closing it. So what's next in the process to try and do that? I mean, has the White House given any sort of clear indication of what it would take to back off this blockade?
Well, look, we saw over the weekend some U.S. ships beginning a mine-sweeping effort in the Strait and in the Persian Gulf in general. I think the idea here for the U.S. is that while ships departing from Iran's ports wouldn't be allowed to transit through the Gulf and through the Strait, ships departing from Saudi Arabia or Kuwait or other, allied or neutral nations, Qatar, would be able to begin their flow of their goods, their petrochemical products coming out of the Strait. So I think the idea here is to shake up some commerce while squeezing the Iranians and shutting down the funding for their ability to wage war. But again, Joe, this is sort of experimental enlargement of the conflict in an effort to solve it. And we're all going to find out in real time how it's going to work.
And Garrett, do we expect to hear from the president at all today beyond social media? What's on the schedule?
At this hour, Joe, everything on the president's schedule is closed to the press. He has a couple of meetings stacked up throughout the course of the day. He is listed as being in what they call executive time right now, but as I look at the West Wing doors, there's no Marine stationed outside, which suggests that the president is still in the residence, not down in the Oval Office. So nothing scheduled to hear from him today, which of course could always change.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Zero viewers, baby. One person has clicked on my stream so far, and it was probably me.
What do you? I know, baby. What do you? What do you? No, 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 no. No, Simon. Sweet pea. Bitty, bitty. We eat, hungry. Good boy. Good boy. You're so smart. You gotta go get him food. You gotta get. No, get on in here. Get on in there. Sweet pea, why is Sawyer's hair all over the carpet? I just vacuumed yesterday. Why are you beating him up all the time? It's everywhere. Watch out. What do you think is gonna happen? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you fucking hassling me? Jeez. Like you're gonna run down the hallway or you're gonna eat? Which is it? What in the world is your fur doing on top of the chair? So much fur is like. Guess they're getting in fights on top of the chair?
eat 110 grams of food, bro. Dang, are you getting fat? Homie. Am I? Do you want? Hold on, man. The rest of it, buddy. Do you want the rest of it? Here. See if you want that. Sweet pea, you okay? Oh, fuck. Sweet pea. What have you done? Come here. Come here. You okay? It's okay. I got you. I got you. Yes. Okay. You were stuck up there, huh? You got stuck, didn't you? Oh my gosh, did y'all see that? She was straddling it and she was like stuck like that. Poor baby. Oh, baby. Oh, maybe I shouldn't give you that extra 10 grams. You're getting kind of chubby, baby. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm feeding y'all the right amount. Y'all are end up getting fat, aren't you? You want my mushroom? That's supposed to be down there. I saved you, sweet pea. Please don't let that happen again when I'm not around. Okay, baby. She let that happen. She couldn't get her back legs back on top of the door. Got a little too comfortable up there, I think. Wow, Sawyer really ate a ton of food right now. I'm kind of slipping out. That's the most food I've ever put on his plate. But I made it extra fancy. I had 50% adult, 50% turkey kitten. And heated it up to roughly 80, 75 degrees or something. And he ate more food at once right now than I think he ever has. Meanwhile, Simon here is on his second can of the day. This is what's left of it. We got up late last night. Didn't get him his heart medicine, so I think 4:30. And then I woke up at 5:30 to feed him. And now it's almost gone. By the time I got up, he wanted it, and he wanted it 4:30. I had to stay away with him for a little while to make sure he didn't throw up. seems to be doing good this morning. Doing alright. Fluffy. It's Fluffy's day for food medication. Monthly. I saw Trident already this morning on the front porch. She was acting extra hungry. I don't feed her anymore though. Okay, let's see her. Matawi, good morning. Five Kind, good morning. Another Monday. Medicine. I ran late this morning because I shaved. It was time, man. I was getting very neck beardy. I was starting to represent improperly, represent the Navy improperly. I'm gonna start looking like that, you know. I somewhat represent the Navy because I have this keychain here that I got in Groton, Connecticut sub base. I was on a road trip. So this is always hanging out of my pocket. I kind of represent the Navy a little bit. But when I start looking like a dirtbag, bunch of neck beard and shit, I start thinking about how I'm like representing the Navy. Like people think that's just Navy veteran. Like I don't want to look at fucking shit. Like too bad. My shit bagness has limitations. Come on, Barber. baby. Simon, come here. Simon. Come here. Good boy. Come on. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Come on, good boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy. So medicine time. Medicine time, ready? Feel. You know that, right? Hey, this is because I love you, boy. I really wish we didn't have to do this. I know you don't want it here. Oh, there you go. Hey, cool. Alright, we got almost everything up. I'm almost caught up, I think. Caught up. Because, yeah, I think if I get to it now, I can finally make a coffee. Relax for a second. Caught up, right? Caught up. Hey. Hey. Hey, buddy. You know, cats like being asked questions, and they like being talked to in high-pitched voices. It's like you reach a different part of their brain with both of them. They understand the different the tone in the voice. They might not know what you're saying, but they understand the difference between a question sound and a statement sound. I learned about that last night. I always kind of wondered why I always ask my cats questions all the time. Like I always say, "Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?" And I just do it out of like instinct. I never really thought about it. Well, I have thought about it. Like, why do I do that? Because I'm always asking them where they're going and shit. But apparently, the cats react differently to questions than they do to statements. And I probably picked up on that a long time ago. Because yeah, baby. So pretty much I'm a cat expert. I mean, you must know. Feels good, that is Simon. Hey, feels good, huh, buddy? It's all chilly this morning. Simon is posted. right in front of the heater. Feel damn good, huh, buddy? Yeah. Pretty sure I'm gonna wash clothes this week. I don't wash clothes on Monday because that's like the worst day of the week to wash clothes on, but I think this is the week. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be the day. Because I've shaved now, you know, I like being shaved whenever I go wash clothes. Cutting that out of the way. Something about it, I don't know. I don't like looking like a dirtbag whenever I'm at the laundromat. Like it's a place of cleanliness, you know, it's like going to the hospital, the VA. Like I feel kind of, well, that's because I'm surrounded by veterans, so I feel weird with the neck beard at the VA. Or was that without shaving my head? Surrounded by veterans, I start feeling like an extra shit bag. Don't get me wrong though, there are quite a few shitbag veterans out there that are homeless and they don't give a fuck what they looking like. There it is. The best part of waking. That is good though. I mean, for how simple that is. Like, coffee doesn't need sugar in it. The sugar that milk has in it is plenty. Yeah, it's delicious, man. I like it better than hot coffee. Hot coffee is a pain in the ass, man. You gotta drink it all slowly. Burns your tongue. Stains your teeth more when it's hot. Yeah, man. Anybody else drink cold coffee instead of hot coffee? Oh, and it takes so long to make it. I mean, instant it wouldn't. It would just take a little bit longer, but it uses more electricity because I'd be microwaving. Oh, nobody else is drinking the cold coffee. Nobody. Where are my people? Simon, you are so pretty. He's a pretty boy. Aw. I'm gonna draw you like the ladies. I draw a sexy picture of Simon. He's all laid out. Super fine. It's kind of sweet that he wants to be in here with me, though, you know. I mean, sure, he's in front of the heater, but he's also hanging out in here with me. He hangs out with me all the time. He's just calmly hanging out. So cool. I just gotta make sure I don't step on him. Or his little tail going everywhere, huh? Your coat's beautiful, bro. Keeping it nice and clean. I get to give Fluffy. So if I were to buy these Cordelios right here, this is a Cordelio 48 milligram. If I were to get these in America, watch. Cordelio 48 mg. How much would it be? A Cordelio 48 milligram typically costs between $20 to $26 per dose for a 1 month supply, or $125 to $140 for 6 dose package. So this is like $25 right here. I get them a little cheaper because I get them from Singapore and have them shipped internationally. But like, these cats are pretty freaking taken care of when it comes to fleas, dude. Heck yeah. Feel good about that. I feel bad though about not being able to get Trident medicated anymore, or Shiloh. I get them so cheap that I get like 18 of them at once, 18 doses at once. But like I need to do it like that to take advantage of the shipping. It takes them a while to get here too. See, this one costed, they were $62.18 per pack, so they're about $10 a piece for me, plus shipping. Calling to see this, enjoy 5% off your next order with your coupon code. Okay. The Singapore Post is who delivered it, or who started it, and he. Yeah, I spend like $200 on fucking flea pills at a time. And that's not including the other ones, the Capstars too. Those are, they're 70 for 12 of them, 75 for 12 of them. Those are once dailies though. Those are for cats that I haven't been able to flea medicate yet monthly, to knock down all their adult fleas. I gave one to Trident, since she won't eat the D's. They smell like vanilla, and she hates it. So I give her once dailies every now and then. Those once dailies are actually pretty expensive for what they are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least the Cordelio for my $10, $11, it lasts for an entire month. For that $5, it's only a day or two. I think there's some residual effects for the Capstar. It might last for an extra day. I'm doing the damn thing, man. I'm doing the damn thing, dude. And I just gotta take some pride in it, I guess, and not fucking be so pissed off all the time about life, because at least I'm doing something. I'm making a difference. Good boy. Need some water? No, some water? Thinking about it? They didn't like me talking to him while he's drinking, I think. It's time to get a little water. Good to see it. It's good to see it. Like water, food, all of it. I try to keep his bowls as fresh as possible. If I see any kind of food in there, anything at all in that bowl, I'll wash it. It takes all these steps, man, to keep Simon in the condition that he's in. All of it combined. I think this Mirataz is helping though a lot. It's an appetite stimulant, and it might even be making him feel better because it's an antidepressant for mammals, for humans. And I looked into it. It does the same thing to cats. It has the same side effects as it does in humans. It's just like any other SSRI. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, depending on the person, depending on the cat. It can make them excited, it can make them the opposite of excited, tired. Just like any other SSRI in humans. So it could actually be elevating his mood and making him a little happier, a little less anxious. It doesn't really seem like it is too much though, because he's still staring at the door. But he's staring at the front door less. I'm noticing that. He hasn't really stared at it too much this morning. But I'm almost certain. I'm like 99% sure he's staring at that back door right now. Oh no, he's okay. Good. He's, dude, maybe it is working because he's just using the restroom. That's awesome. I couldn't hear him. Usually I can hear him digging. Dude, maybe it's helping him like relax a little bit. He needs that. He's high strong. And I just start making sure I give it to him every other day or every 3 days. At least every 3 days though. This is an off day. Give it to him. Wait, what's this? I gave him to him yesterday, didn't I? I don't think I wrote down it. I don't think I wrote down. Did I not fucking write it down? That means I didn't switch the ear on here. Oh, shit. This is getting complicated. Must not have. So let me see. Good. Shit. Oh, I don't know what year I put it on. I think I put it on the Goodyear though. I think I put it on the Goodyear yesterday. Yeah, I think I put it on the Goodyear. I switched it up to Goodyear, and then I forgot to put the 12th on here. That's what happened. See, Simon has a good ear and a bad ear. One of his ears got a hematoma in it. When I was in Europe, I came back and his fucker was ballooned up, dude. My roommate had been watching him. I don't know if it happened before I left, or right before I left, or if it happened while I was gone, or when it fucking happened. I didn't notice until I got back. And like his ear was fucking ballooned up, dude. And they had to, and now I think it's all jacked up looking. That's why it's one good ear. There's a good ear and a bad ear. I can tell. That's how I tell them apart. Good on. Well, I definitely gave it to him yesterday, though. I don't know. I might not have been streaming it. Because that's one of the boxes right here. I picked it up yesterday and was like kind of looking at the measurement a little bit. I'm definitely giving him way less though than it says to give. So dude, I gave him the real amount the first time. That was, man, he was so vocal. He wouldn't shut up, dude. I didn't know what to do. And I think that's what it said people do on it too. Some people just like they'll get on it and just start rambling on it. It's the cat's version of rambling. I always tried it when would talk to me. She never meows at me. Ever. Every other cat that I feed meows at me. Frank, Fluffy, Penelope, Shiloh. So no. Trident's the only cat that's never meowed. It's interesting. I don't think Dom ever meowed either. But she did sniff me yesterday, clawed me a few times. Look, she clawed me there, 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 and there. 4 different little love tap claws. She barely touched my hand, dude, and I was bleeding. I was like, whoa. She was showing me. And she was testing the waters, you know, with me. To see if I would panic probably or retaliate. And then she got up on my neighbor's railing, and she wasn't looking at me. She was this close to me, not looking at me anymore. So that shows extreme trust, because I could have grabbed her. I could have easily grabbed her right there. So easily that I just rubbed my hand on her side, and it kind of made her panic, and she jumped down and ended up going back across the street. But I think we might be making progress. The fact that she turned, like she didn't feel the need to watch me when she was that close to me. That's a pretty big step. And she sniffed my hand before she started clawing at me. She was just kind of going, barely like doing it. She wasn't like, it was interesting. testing it. I don't know if she knows exactly how sharp those claws are or not, but she was barely touching my hand with her paw. That claw, man, it was like a razor blade. It's crazy that they're able to have claws that sharp while walking around on the road and the sidewalk and everything. I would think it would like kind of like sand it down, dull it. Because it's not natural for them to be walking on that type of surface in nature. Where would that exist? I guess a mountainside. Kitty. What are you guys doing this morning? Are you doing something productive? Are you doing something out of the kindness of your heart this morning to help another life form survive another day? Stuck at work till 5. Oh. What do you do there? I get stuck. Yeah. Shit. I don't think I'm supposed to be coughing so much after the vape, man. I don't know if something's wrong. Like, or maybe vape pims are just like that nowadays. Definitely need to get checked out. Print shop. Oh, really? Screen printing or paper printing? Probably paper printing if you're staying print shop, though. Paper for special trade. Paper. My first job was screen printing. My mom, I wanted to get a job. My mom was like, get the Yellow Pages, and her first 2 ideas were to look up box manufacturers. Box manufacturers, by the way. Like, they make boxes, and then the other one was screen printers. I didn't really know what a fucking screen printer was. For some reason my mom did. I guess because she was from the hippie days. So I started calling up screen printing shops around the area, and went on an interview and got hired that day at one. My mom drove me over there, and he asked me, he's like, "What made you decide?" And I told him the story. You know, my mom gave me these 2 ideas, and he was like, box manufacturer? Because he's thinking like there's actually a future in screen printing, and what are you going to do with a box manufacturing job? You know, so it made sense. I was still his monkey, though. I was doing all the schlep work. I was inhaling lots of lacquer thinner while cleaning up ink off of the floor. Lots of fucking ink and lacquer thinner was breathed in, and it was getting all over my... Dude, OSHA wasn't a thing where I worked. I think I'd wear a respirator when I was, God, I forget what the term for it is, but getting the emulsion out of the screen, you'd have to use an acid on the emulsion, I think is what it was called, on the screen, and it would break down it would break down the shit in the screen, and it makes the screen fresh again so you can reuse it. But I would have to wear a respirator for that shit though, because it was fucking brutal. You know, you do shirts there too. Okay. Oh, but not screen printing. Yeah. T-shirt printing, heat transfers. What do you think? Like the heat transfers, they're not really as good as screen printing, though, are they? I mean, their screen printing is better than other screen printing, depending on what kind of inks you're using and shit. Whether or not they're like sitting on top of the fabric or soaking more into it. And like my Zombies Eat Flesh shirt, it's got this funky ink in it that more sits on top of the fabric than soak into it. And it's cracking and shit. Tell you what the badass stuff is, or I've seen the clothing that they actually take the shirt and they dye it, dude. Have you seen that? They dye like a white shirt. They dye the pattern on it, so it's like that's like the top of the line type printing on clothing. Right? But you can only do like 2 colors with that, right? Or like 1 color with it. At least that's all I think. That's all I saw. But it never goes away. It never cracks. It's always in the fabric. DTF printers are fast. Oh, trippy. I don't know what DTF means. Down to fuck, baby. These down to fuck printers. Shit. Got that hole in the side. If you know, you know. That's how you turn it on. Turnaround times. Oh, for sure, turnaround times would be a lot fucking faster, dude. Because this setup on screen printing was arduous, dude. I've helped with every step of the process because he had everything there, like from the graphic designing of it to the reclaiming of the screen is what it's called. It's called reclaiming it. I can't remember now. It's been so fucking long. But you gotta make them new again by getting rid of the old shit that's in them, and so every step from there to there, I've done. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool first. He really taught me a lot there. How he's doing, man. Because it was just me and him most of the time. He was the owner. It wasn't like a big thing. It was really small place. I mean, most of them are though. He still had a fucking, I think it was a 5 or 6 pad Javelin though. And if you look that up, it wasn't just manual screen. We had a Javelin, dude. It was automatic press, but that thing was pumping on fucking out. He got a Country Time Lemonade contract once for fucking like, I don't know, it was 10 or 20,000 shirts for their tour. It was a Reba McEntire or some shit. Holy shit. Also, the Peabody Hotel would be cranking shirts out. But, yeah, it would have a pedal, or you put it in an automatic mode. It'd have an auto flash unit over here that would flash whenever you wanted to do double white to make the white really stick out. Sometimes you have to print, you have to flash it, which you would heat on the pad, like, and then you would print it one more white, so to like make it. Otherwise, the white sometimes wouldn't be thick enough. I learned so much doing that shit. I could always go back to that if I needed to, because like it's like your first, you know, you remember it pretty vividly. I think. Plus, my brain was like a sponge, dude. I was a teenager. Direct to film. I don't know what that means with the printer, with the printing, what that would mean. Alright, so I'm just drinking more water. That's a little concerning. because he's got food right there and he's still just going for the water. Been on there for like 20 seconds already. Okay. Good. I mean, that'll keep him from getting dehydrated, but hopefully he's not getting close, and that's why he's drinking. He's acting weird. He's hovering over the water, not even drinking, just chilling over it. He's not getting too much furosemide. That could start happening. He could be getting too dry. Alright, Simon, I need to go check, see who's out there. For the people. You're big. No way, you I'll just block Simon off with my laundry basket. Who we got here? Who we got here? We got Fluffy and we got Frank. Oh, and we got Penelope. Hey, baby. Penelope looking just like Sweet Pea. Fluffy's up there. Simon, get back. Get back. Fluffy's up there. Right. Hey. I gotta be careful with that Simon, dude, because he will run out there and start trying to attack Frank, dude. That does not need to happen, because Frank is young and in very good shape. I mean, like I said, he's a lover though. He's not really a fighter. He just always wants to play with the other cats. Every time Simon's rushed him, which is twice now, Frank just backs down and stares at him. He might be doing it out of respect for me though, because he knows like this is my territory and I'm feeding him and stuff. Like, hey, he's probably smart enough to understand that. But not that Simon is above him in the hierarchy, maybe because he's older and he's with me all the time. Here we go. Let's see, we get 50. Let's see, now we'll do Fluffy's first. Fluffy gets 30 grams. 30.6 for Fluffy. And we got Penelope. And Frank. Dude, Frank, I actually kind of want to call him Charlie every day. I mean, I want to call him Charlie because he looks more like a Charlie to me because of the red hair. And cat names that end in E, like Charlie, Penelope, they like them more because it ends in a higher pitched sound. Sweet Pea. $50 grams. All right. Where's the other? What do we got here? Damn it, man. All right, I'm gonna have to make this work. because I think with this, no, that's probably still not going to be enough. It needs to be 40. That's not going to be 40. Well, I might have to open up another can, but barely off. Dude. Probably shouldn't give them kitten food anyway. Whoever gets this one though, they're getting the fresh can. They're gonna be living a good life. Fresh can definitely has more flavor going on. They smell better to me. Like they smell like a fresh can when I first open it. I mean, when I really get in there, it stinks like shit. But on top, like on first sniff, it's kind of like, oh, that's not too bad. But once it's been like shit, like chilling for a while, it stinks more. I don't know. It's not as pleasant. I wonder, like, for them, if it's the same way or if it's the opposite. If they actually like it when it's a little more rank. Oh no! That's what's doing here. Always doing that. Always forgetting about the fixins'. You, little for you. Now I forget what's what. I think that's the first one. So many cans. That's how we on 56. Yeah, that's true. That's Fluffy's. How is this still 47? What do you mean? Did I not give? Bro, what did I just do? Did I not give this cat the 50? I must have given her less. I must have less on this one. Yeah. It needs 10 more. I forgot. Because I gave it half instead of the extra, a little bit extra. Because I feel like this stuff's a little juicy. So it has less calories, possibly, more water. Because when I mix it up and stuff, it feels really soft. Oh, so tender. Oh my goodness. You know it. And you know it. Right. No, what I also need is to get fluffies. Fluffy sweethead. I'm pretty much saving Fluffy's life with this shit as much as he hangs out underneath the house. There's gotta be fleas under there. Okay, one Cardelio coming right up. And the thing is, once they get the fleas, it's just a matter of time before they start getting the other shit that the fleas carry. Primarily the tapeworm. And then they start taking all their calories. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. All right. Dude, Simon's even trained to go in my room right now. I didn't have to. He just walked to my door and I opened it. He just walked up right in there. He knows it's time, man. Cats are really amazing. They're smarter than most dog owners want to let admit to. Like, dogs are smart. Everybody knows dogs are smart. They're super smart. They're like service dogs and stuff. But they think cats are just straight retarded. Like, to the point to where they'll hurt them in public and stuff. They think that they're like, there's no, they're like vermin. They're vermin to them. Alright. This. And then. Almost. I need to take this mountain of recycling over here out. My mountain of cat cans. That's mostly what this is, well, I mean, there's water bottles in there, but I think it's mostly cat food cans. Look at that. There's so many of them. I just hit my nipple. Ah, my nipple. Like a piece of cardboard dragged on my nip. Fucking hurt, dude. It like dragged up it. You know what I mean? Ah, my nipple. Guys, call for help. Here we go. Kitty, hey, who's here? Anybody home? Hello, anybody home? Hey. Hello, kitties. Alright, whatever. Maybe I'll show up in a bit. Weird. What the heck is she? I don't see her in the window. I don't see her. Okay, so are you ready to come out? You ate all your food like a good boy. Come on. Oh, she's laying over there. Come on. Dude, you ate all. Holy shit, you're eating a lot of food. Why weren't you eating like this before, man? Come on out of there. I can get you out of there. You're gonna be a bear boy, huh? You're just gonna keep growing and growing and growing and growing. He's like, I ain't done yet. I ain't done growing yet, boys. I gotta go, Sawyer. No, don't run out. Don't run out. Good boy. Okay. I can't be right back. The gray kitten, he showed up. Dang it. I have another kitten. I have another cat to feed. I have another cat to feed now. Have another cat to feed now.
good.
to beat myself up too much right now because I made a mistake with the cats. With the flea medication right now, I put it on top of Fluffy's food and then I stopped paying attention. I should have given it to her separately so I knew for sure that she took it. But I mean, I kept paying attention to make sure she was the only one that ate out of her bowl. And then when she was done, I just like went over to pet her wherever she was at, and then went to the front yard to go get some, to make sure there wasn't any poop anywhere. And when I walked back, Penelope was like cleaning up her bowl, Fluffy's bowl. And then I realized that I didn't pick Fluffy's bowl up to make sure that there wasn't anything underneath it, dude. I didn't make sure. I was supposed to pick it up and make sure there was anything behind it or underneath it. She could have spit it out or something, and Penelope could have just eaten it. And now I could possibly be double dosing Penelope in a few days. So I mean, the chances are low that she did that because she's not trident, but it's not. There's not a 0% chance that she did it, which is why I'm looking. It's like, damn it, man! I was supposed to look. And not that a double dose would kill a cat; it probably wouldn't, but I really should have fucking made sure that she ate it and watched it and didn't like. I was just in a hurry because I put their food down first because Fluffy and Frank are always hounding me as soon as I get out there. The other cats lay low and wait on me. So I get theirs first, and then I went to get the other ones theirs, and I just kind of like stood there and waited. But I didn't actually see her ingest it. That's bothering me now. Sure. So next time, I know I'm just going to make sure that I'm sure to see the medication go in cat system. I mean, hopefully Penelope doesn't get a double dosing. Like I said, the chances that Fluffy didn't eat that are pretty rare, pretty low, because Fluffy eats pretty much anything. Man, I wish I'd have looked just to know for sure. Those are strong pills. Chances of it had gotten underneath the bowl like that, because I used to feed them in plates, and she would scoot the food off the plate, I think, more easily than the bowl. But she could have been like, but then it probably wouldn't have rolled up underneath the bowl. So, like I said, the chances are super slim that actually happened, but I like to be sure of things like that. There's a lot at stake with it, with her getting a flea infestation and then tapeworms and all that, but also possibly double dosing one of the other cats. So I really gotta not let that happen again. Gotta be more fucking mindful, dude, because this is serious shit. Those are prescription flea medications. That's how serious they are. So I really gotta be sure next time. I gotta stay with the cat that's getting the flea medication and make sure it goes inside of them. Slipped this morning. I think it did though. And I'm going to kind of test it tomorrow by putting a piece of this pill pocket in with her food and seeing if she just goes right for it. Of course, it won't have the vanilla pill inside of it, but it'll give me a little bit of an idea if at least she likes the flavor of the pill pocket. If she does, she's more than likely. Hated them. Sometimes I wonder what these taste like, but I don't think they taste the same to us though as they do to the cats, because they have corn syrup in them, and I'm pretty sure cats can't smell sweet, or they can't taste sweet. Yeah, I mean, cat food in general probably tastes different to them than it does to us, right? Because they're more sensitive to things. They can probably taste more flavor in it. Because, to be honest, when I had it, it was pretty bland. I was expecting there to be more flavor, especially in the rabbit. But I think Fluffy got it. I think she got it. I wish there was, like, dude, it'd be nice if there was a way to, like, know for sure somehow by just looking at them. I guess in a couple weeks, if I'm noticing Fluffy scratching a bunch and starting to get like a purple streak down her back from flea dirt. Probably had, I don't know how, I actually don't know how fast it would happen though, because I bet that there's like a week grace period with that pill also. I mean, it's not like it just stops working at exactly 30 days. There's probably, I mean, some overlap. There needs to be overlap, otherwise it would, because it's not a one size fits all either. Maybe it's probably just more overlap and others that, like, if you're heavier, less overlap. She's pretty heavy, so like Penelope has a lot of overlap. That also would depend on their liver function, probably. How quickly it filters it out of them. That's amazing though that it stays in their blood for a month like that. I guess it filter, like the liver must have a hard time getting rid of it, right? So now, yeah, just from now on I'm going to make damn sure I know that the cat ingested it. I think she did though. Fucking see, dude. Here's why I didn't get closer to Fluffy. I know now, because the gray kitten was out there and she's super skittish, dude, and she was eating closest to Fluffy and Fluffy was eating furthest away from me, and I needed to like get closer to see better. And if I would have done that, I was nervous that I was going to scare the gray kitten off, and I wanted her to eat, like, because if the gray kitten didn't eat, if she scares off, I gotta go feed her somewhere else, because otherwise I'll feel bad. She'll scurry off to this other little spot that I'll have to go put the food at, and she'll eat there. But they had to drop trap her to spay her, I heard. That's how skittish she is. I was talking to Greg the other day, and he was like, "You're able to flea medicate her? You're able to touch that cat?" Because he was amazed by it. I was like, no, use the pills. He was grateful though that I'm like helping her. Guess he got a soft spot for the little, she's a runt. She ate good this morning though. Man, she ate fast. She ate fast, and then she was starting to eyeball Fluffy's empty bowl. Oh, Fluffy's alright, man. As far as me feeding her enough, because I got her on this strict ass diet. She's got to be finding food elsewhere. I just don't want to give her too much and make her too lazy around here. If I give her too much, she won't leave the yard. She won't get any exercise. And it'll make her life worse over time, especially if I end up leaving. She'll be super dependent on this whole situation. Crawl space in my food. Both are going to end eventually. I know they'll board that up when I move out. And I mean, I'm going to have to tell them, though, make sure y'all don't board a cat up in there, man. Penelope's getting more and more comfortable too. It's a trip, man. They're hanging out back there at 10:30 in the morning now, ready to eat. Like, it's like no matter what time I feed them, they figure it out and they're ready. Pretty sure it used to be like 8 o'clock or something. Frank's eye looks a lot better. I wonder if somebody helped him with that. I mean, besides me trying to help him by squirting homemade saline solution into his eye without boiling it. You're supposed to boil it first to kill bacteria in the water. I didn't know that. Even bottled water, I had no idea. I thought that was like no bacteria in there. No, it's not good enough. But I don't know, maybe it helped to flush something out of it, because shortly after that his eyes started getting better. They got a little bit worse and then it got better. So I don't know if somebody else was putting eye drops in him or like what I did actually helped. But he looks way better now, dude. I was concerned I was gonna have to take him to the vet. It kept getting worse. It was leaking shit. Like not clear. It was leaking stuff that had color to it. I don't mean it was staining, because all tears stain a cat. Tears stain red. It looks like blood actually when a cat's tears stain. And that stain will actually change the cotton that color too when you clean it off their face. It's true. But it's just some chemical that's in their tears that turns that color. Isn't that weird, dude? Like, what is that? Is that some sort of biological, like, or evolutionary thing to make humans feel more sorry for them because it looks like they have blood coming out of the corners of their eyes? Like, over time, like, those cats survived more because humans were like, oh my God, what's wrong with your eye? Your eye's bleeding. So they would take them in and help them and maybe even make them their pet. But the cats that didn't have the bloody looking corners of their eyes, they didn't get saved as much. So it was like a selection. Selective breeding. We saved the cats who looked like they were bleeding out of their eyes, man. I could see that. Because before I knew about it, I definitely was like, whoa, what's wrong with that cat? What's wrong with Simon? His eye. bleeding. Yeah, what is that chemical? What chemical? Hold on, I need to write this down so that it's on here for Fluffy. Elio, April 13th, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna be kicking myself all month for that fucking not seeing her. She had to have eaten it though. It's not trident. It's not trident. She probably ate it. 99% chance. What chemical causes cat tears to stain red? Caused by porphyrin, an iron-containing molecule. Produced when the body breaks down red blood cells. These molecules are excreted through tears, saliva, and urine, staining light-colored fur when excessive moisture sits on the skin. The pigment darkens when exposed to sunlight. I wonder if he's having a problem. That's why he's having it. I thought it was just maybe old age. What about the intense odor of unneutered male cat urine is primarily caused by sulfur-containing amino acid called phenylalanine, which breaks down into pungent compound. This sulfur compounds, along with high concentrations of urea, ammonia, and coxin, creates the characteristic sharp skunk-like smell. It's its own thing. Phenylalanine. It turns into a volatile pheromone upon oxidation. That's amazing. So, can you buy this shit? Phenylalanine, it's disgusting. Phenylalanine for sale. You probably can, man. You actually can, dude. L-phenylalanine. What is this? You can buy it from a lab. What the heck do you use this stuff for? Fucking computer's locking up and shit. I can't even look at this shit. I'm in China. We're taking all my data. Oh, what just happened?
Felinine is a compound derived from L-cysteine that belongs to the family group called Felidae. This urinary amino acid, an odorless ether excreted in cat urine, and is a pheromone precursor. The biological pathway is not fully understood. But it seems that coxin and carboxylesterase excreted in urine is capable of splitting 3-methylbutanol cysteine, also known as 3-MBCG, into felinine and glycine. Research studies revealed that over time, felinine and other related volatile compounds start to release some odor that may be responsible for communication and interaction in feline mammals. Similar compounds, or these other ones, seems to be involved in the biological pathway. You can straight buy this chemical that felines excrete and play with it in a lab with shit. See if it cures cancer. Make people huff it and see if it gets rid of their nasal cancer. Why aren't they doing that? Miss Bungle? Why aren't they doing that? Make the people huff it. Oh, you have nasal cancer? Get in the room. I don't want to. Well, that's too bad. You're huffing this. Government mandate. We need to know. Oh man, I got a bad orange. I'm pretty sure it's a bad orange. It looks weird. The fuck we got going on here? Damn. What's going on here? Government mandated, man. Like the COVID shot. What's the difference? It's all natural. It's better. Would you rather huff felinine or take the COVID shot? You know what I mean? Cat urine's been around forever. Bro, I don't know about this orange. I don't know about this orange. I'm just gonna chop this enough for those all. I feel like it's full of some kind of worm that I'm not seeing. It's too soft, man. And the white stuff was not white inside of it. It was like it was tan. It did not look like I wanted to eat that either. I don't want to eat that. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's better. That's way better. You're good on both, dude. It says it's odorless though. You won't even smell anything. It has to oxidize to get odor. So you would be doing the odorless one. But your breath might smell like it afterwards. Ugh.
Can you imagine somebody's breast mounted straight up like an unneutered male cat? That'd be something special. That's some Guinness Book of Records material. World's stinkiest mouth. How would they measure that? They can measure for volatile organic compounds with a sniffer. It's a thing. I've used one. It runs off hydrogen, and what it does is it sucks in the air from this little nozzle, and the hydrogen burner burns all the air that's coming in, and it analyzes what it's burning. It tells you how many parts per million of hydrocarbons are coming in. Refineries have to get tested all the time. So do my pharmaceutical plants do. The first place I actually worked with them was in Roche, out in Boulder. The Roche Pharmaceutical, they made like AIDS drugs, I think, at the time. That specific one. Pharmaceutical plants are a trip, dude. It's like, you think it'd be a bunch of like people in lab coats walking around and shit. It's like in such an industrial environment, dude. There's not a bunch of clean rooms, you know. It damn near looks like a refinery. Just not nearly as, dirty, of course. There's piping going everywhere and shit. Big ass vats. Put stuff in and mix it. You know, metal grading walkways. It's industrial. Lots of nitrogen lines. So many nitrogen lines, too. Most of the lines in a pharmaceutical plant are nitrogen. Because it's an inert gas that they use to clean the line, after each batch they have to clean the lines with it. Was that enough talk about doing work on a Monday that I don't have to do on a Monday anymore? I used to have to get up early as fuck for that job, and I remember I was on Paxil when I was working there, the SSRI, and it was making me fucking pass out every day at work, dude. I was still able to manage, but dude, I was struggling to stay awake on that shit. Actually, every day I was like a zombie at work. You're just like, oh, I'm doing it, but I don't want to be doing it. I just want to sleep. There was no smoking. I don't think I was smoking weed at the time because the job itself was it was a drug testing type job, so. I think I was, man. I don't remember. That was a long ass time ago. was good work though, man. I remember I get paid for the drive time, and I didn't have to drive, dude. My coworker would drive us. I would meet him at the carpool lot. I leave my car there, and then I'd ride with him for like, dude, it was like a 30, 35, 40 minute drive, dude, one way. I was getting paid the whole time. But believe me, I might be a little further than that, 45 minutes. I remember, dude, we would even stop and I would get a Subway breakfast sandwich, and then I would knock out again. I think he hated it that I had knocked out like that, though. And then he ate you because he wanted to sleep, you know? Remember those, man? Do you remember those Subway breakfast sandwiches? They were pretty good. They would make them fresh there, a little egg on them and bacon. And I don't know if they do it anymore. Subway breakfast. This was like early 2000. Maybe like 2003. Let's see. When did Subway do all day? Oh, it wasn't nationwide until 2010. But I'm gonna put, when did they do it in Colorado? Oh, maybe it was just that one that doing it. Okay. So we began offering breakfast nationwide in the U.S., including Colorado in 2006. It was before that, though. It was definitely before 2006, dude. It was 2000 and... It was like 2004, man. Yeah. So they must have been like one of the first ones in the country to be doing it. That's even more interesting. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew it was new, and I was like, man, you're pretty fire, dude. I'd get one like almost every morning at one point. It says, while many stores started in 2006, the Subway stopped requiring franchises to serve breakfast in 2018, meaning availability had varied by location in recent years. Let's see. There it is. Wait. No. Yeah, no, man. They're not. While some individual franchise locations might have tested breakfast items earlier, 2004 was not the recognized date for Subway's breakfast menu launch. It was 2004, 2005. It was before the, definitely before the 2010 shit. That's crazy. So that was a really special Subway. Huh. Dude, that's interesting how they do that. Because I was just talking about recently about how Sobe was at a small town gas station, the county outside of Shelby County. There are other counties in Tennessee, you know. Shelby County is where Memphis is, and it's pretty fucking big. Well, outside of Shelby County, it gets a little more podunk, right? It's not the city. The thing I'm getting at is Memphis didn't have Sobe anywhere that I had seen, and I was traveling Memphis. Like I was a delivery driver for a while, and I went all around Memphis for different things, for different jobs. to get different jobs for labor ready and shit like that. Staffing agencies, all that. I was traveling, I was seeing. And this little podunk gas station out way the hell down the highway, way from Memphis, probably like, I don't know, 45 minutes from Memphis, had Sobeys. All different kinds of them, dude. It's like they were testing them there for some reason. I always found it odd because I really liked them, and I would get one before going to Memphis, thinking like I had something special because they didn't have it there yet. They were testing the market there for it apparently, because then years later, like maybe a year or two later, I started seeing it in San Diego. I don't think they were getting it at the same time though. Like they started rolling it out in the major cities after testing it in small towns. I guess because the shelf space costs more in the big cities. And then also, like back then, the internet wasn't as vast. Reviews, there was no Yelp yet, there was no Google reviews and shit. So, like, if it was bad, if it flunked, like it would flunk in a small group, it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be a Blythe on Coca-Cola or whoever it was, like it would be if they release it in the city and it ends up floundering. Which one do you not remember? Sobe? Had the lizard on it. San Diego definitely had them. Because I remember my roach coach started having them on base. Oh, which one did you not remember? Never had one. Oh, the Subway breakfast sandwich. Right. Sorry. I can't remember what kind of bread they used for them, though, honestly. It was maybe a flatbread? Some sort of flatbread? Because I don't remember it being the same bread that they used for these Subway sandwiches. It was super basic. Like, it wasn't nearly as good as the gas station that I was just talking about. Dude, I've brought it up before. They're so good. They had these bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, man, and it's 6:30, 5:30 in the morning. Those shits were super fresh, man. Like hot, ready to go. God, they were good. The cheese was all melted on them and shit, bro. Way better than McDonald's. Biscuit was perfect. Like, you out in the country out there, they know how to make some biscuits and eggs and you know what I mean, bacon and the cheese on it. Whoo, man, those are way better than the Subway. If Subway could have just started doing that, bro, those are probably way more expensive to produce. So I bet their profit margins way less on them. Like, maybe even like they use those to get people in to buy gas because their profit margin may be better on that or something. I don't know. Because I would definitely stop there to get that sandwich. It was perfect because there wasn't any other place to get food out there. So they just happened to have something that was delicious too. Oh, I gotta stop. That's one thing about living out there though. Because I'm thinking about moving out into an area like that, but that is one thing about it. can't just go to the store real fast for something. And also, like, delivery is not the same as it is out here. Like, I can get stuff same day or next day a lot of times with Amazon, but out there wouldn't be so fast. Gotta be a little more prepared. That would be too hard. They had I think they had sausage too. They might even had one on a croissant. Like, they had different things, but I would always go for the sausage, bacon, cheese, biscuit. Oh, baby, with my Sobe? Shit. Bro, I probably had, like, smoked a bowl by then, because this place existed. Like, I know I was talking about, like late 90s at one point, but they're probably still there even. And I was going there at least as late as like 2005, like before work. I think it was around there, 2005, 2006 maybe. Old country ass, dude. It's so different in here. I'm just like, it's been so long since I've been there. Like, I'm sure I would stick out like a sore thumb at this point. Boy, you went from around here, are you? They'd be looking at me like I'm a foreigner, especially my Cali plates. I don't sound like I'm from Tennessee anymore. What's up, Ted? Fruitopia ended too, didn't it? All the fruity drinks started ending, man. But High C, of all things, Sunny D, of all things. Why is it thick? Why does it have viscosity to it, bro? Are they putting a thickening agent in it? I look at this stuff, dude. Do they want it to be thick like that? Let me see here. Dude, Sawyer ate a ton of food to this morning. 107 grams of food. I'm really starting to think I was underfeeding him all this time or so. I'm worried. Hopefully, I don't know, man. Whatever, it's too late now. I can't do anything about it. What the heck is going on, though? We're switching it twice a day, though. I think it's working. It's starting to work. They're getting their food and eating it twice a day instead of making me slave at that 3 times a day. What the fuck was I looking up, man? Hey, anybody know? What was I looking up? Shit. Oh, thanks, Smuggle. I really want to know that. Why is Sunny D thick? Smuggle come through in a. That's why. Oh, there it is. What? They do put fucking weird thickening agents in it. Look at this. Sunny D feels thick because it's a sweetened citrus punch, not plain juice. And its ingredient mix includes things that add body, like modified cornstarch, cellulose gum, and canola oil. What? It also has high fructose corn syrup and only 5% juice. It makes it taste more syrupy and less watery than orange juice. That thick feeling is mostly about texture and sweetness, not actual creaminess. Some older versions also had beta carotene for color, but today's formula uses dyes like yellow 5 and what the fuck? They use dyes instead. Yellow 5 and yellow 6. They used to use beta carotene and they fucking made it worse. Fuck you, Sunny D. It's engineered to be smooth. That's fucking disgusting. Sweet drink with some thickening, stabilizing ingredients. I like my juice a little thick. I drink it. I don't like pulp either. I just like it thick. I wonder if you took orange juice and you like that has pulp and you blend that up really finely, would that make it thick? I'm sure you'd have to shake it every time, but. What is cellulose gum? Where is that tree? Something that comes out of a tree? Oh shit. What I'm gonna ask it what those three things are. Modified cornstarch, cellulose gum. No, there's just those two. What are these? Modified cornstarch are food additives used to change texture and keep drinks from separating. Modified cornstarch is a regular starch from corn that's been physically, chemically, or enzymatically altered so it thickens more reliably and stays stable in heat, acid, or freezing. What? So they take just this regular old powdery cornstarch and they hit it with all kinds of crazy shit. But they hit it all physically, chemically, or enzymatically altered. So they, what? Fuck, it sounds like a science experiment. And then we're like, yummy. Modified cornstarch. They don't even have to tell us what kind of modified cornstarch it is in their product. Huh. Cellulose gum is a modified form of plant cellulose, usually from wood pulp or cotton. And it works as a thickener, stabilizer, and emulsifier. We're eating cotton juice, dude. I didn't know that either. I didn't know that cotton was used in food production. Did you guys? Cellulose gum can be had from cotton. They make a drink feel smoother, less watery, and more uniform, which is part of why Sunny D has the thicker mouthfeel. They are not the same as GMO ingredients just because they're modified. In this context, modified means processed to change function. Okay, well that's somewhat reassuring. It's not bioengineered, genetically modified food, but are humans really supposed to be eating shit that's chemically or enzymatically altered from the original form it is in nature? We eat cellulose gum. Other foods. I'm asking it what foods have this fucking cotton gum in them. Cellulose gum derived from cotton or wood pulp appears in many processed foods as a thickener stabilizer. Ice cream, frozen desserts, shredded or grated cheese. No, I want to know specifically from cotton. It's not going to have the info for cotton specifically, probably. Cellulose gum from cotton, specifically cotton linters, the short fibers left on seeds after ginning, is a common source alongside wood pulp. No foods are made exclusively from cotton-derived cellulose gum. Manufacturers use whichever source works best, but cotton is preferred for high purity. It ends up in the same everyday processed foods regardless of source. Ice cream, yogurt, cottage cheese, shredded cheese, cream cheese. Cream cheese? These motherfuckers. Pasteurized milk, cream, salt, carob bean gum, cheese culture. Okay, carob bean gum. What the fuck is that? Sounds alright though, doesn't it? At least it's a bean. Salad dressing, sauces, cake ices, diet foods, granola bars, and juice concentrates. The cotton origin doesn't change how it's listed on labels, just cellulose gum or E466, and it's chemically identical to wood-dried versions. Okay, so what about, what was it again? Guar bean gum? Guar. No, carob. That's a different one. Carob bean gum. What is the difference? I'm learning my ass off over here. Carob bean gum, also called locust bean gum, comes from the ground endospore of carob tree seeds, a natural galactomannan polysaccharide. It's used as a thickener and stabilizer in foods like ice cream and yogurt. Cellulose gum is chemically modified cellulose from cotton linters or wood pulp. It acts as a thickener, emulsifier, and stabilizer in items like cheese and dressings. So the difference is minimal processing for the carob bean gum, just milling and sieving. The cellulose gum, you have to do chemical modification from acids or alkalis. Texture of the carob bean gum is smooth, stretchy, needs heat to fully hydrate. Cellulose gum, creamy, uniform, cold, soluble. Carob bean gum, synergy, strong with xanthan for gels. Cellulose gum works alone or with other gums. Carob bean gum, digestion, partial fiber, mostly indigestible. Cellulose gum, non-digestible fiber, laxative effect possible. Oh shit, yeah, you don't want the cheese with the cellulose gum. Now when you eat it like I do, baby, with 2 motherfucking peppers. That's what I'm talking about. It's not even juice, right? It's got thick in it. I always thought when I was a kid, man, I'd be drinking that shit. Like, my mom would get it, and I liked the flavor. It wasn't bad, but I always thought it felt weird in my throat. Like it was too thick. Why are you so thick, bro? Pause. I haven't had it so long either, dude. It's worse now, dude. Now they put the extra like yellow 6 and 5 in rather than using beta carotene. They used to use more natural ingredients. This says both thickeners food safety is in small amounts. Both thicken food safely in small amounts. But carob bean gum is cleaner as a whole food derivative, while cellulose gum is more processed for versatility. Oh, there you go, folks. So if you see, they could both be used for the same thing. But carob bean gum is less processed, cleaner. So just because you see a gum, not all gums are the same. They're not all processed the same. Some are like more natural even. Like that's minimally processed, so it's actually kind of natural. We might have been eating. Let's see. How long have humans been eating the two? Carob bean gum, humans have eaten carob pods and seeds For about 4,000 years, since ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome, found in tombs and used as food, fodder, and even for mummification, the extraction gum itself as a food additive became common in the 20th century, around 1940s and 1950s, for ice cream and dairy. Cellulose gum, on the other hand, from plants has been eaten forever. It says that. Motherfucker. Well, fuck it. Cellulose gum wins. Guys, I was wrong. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong as fuck. We were eating cellulose gum before we fucking even knew that we needed to eat food. We were just like, we were just chewing on that shit. Oh, it's fiber in fruits and veggies, though. It's no, we were eating trees. Never mind, y'all. Scratch that. All right. I should have completed this sentence. But modified cellulose is a 20th century invention, patented in 1918 and 1920s, widespread in foods from the 1940s onward via chemical processing of cotton and wood. No pre-modern human consumption of this specific form. So. We've been eating the fiber that makes up, I guess, cellulose gum, but not to mod like that. Like, nah, because carrot bean is so minimally processed. We've been eating it. God, I don't know. We've been eating it more like the gum is really close to the actual plant. So our bodies are extremely used to eating that specific, what the gum is. But the chemically altered cellulose gum, like our body hasn't been processing that but for 100 years. So it's not really something we're used to, kind of like cow's milk. You know, like they say that humans actually like everyone didn't have a fucking cow back in the day, right? Until a few thousand years ago. So most of that time, like, we weren't used to digesting it. So that's why a lot of people have lactose intolerance and shit. I guess we're all somewhat lactose intolerant, but we get used to it over time. That's how it works. Your body adjusts to it. Some people's bodies just don't. I think that's how it works. That's why you're not able to get to a baby, but as they get older, you can start introducing it to them. Oh, shit. Right? I never had a kid. I don't know how the fuck this works. Don't blame me. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. It's not my fault. I didn't know. That I was supposed to do that for the baby. What other kind of gum is there that's in my food? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Hold on. Is there any kind of gum in my cheese? No. Okay. What kind of gum is in my cat treat? No gums. Just a pinch of rosemary extract, though. What is glycerin, though? It's the second ingredient. I don't know what that is. What is glycerin? Glycerin, also called glycerol, is a natural occurring sugar alcohol, a type of carbohydrate or polyol that's clear, odorless, syrupy, and mildly sweet. In the context of food additives like those in Sunny D or similar drinks, it's used as a humectant to retain moisture, prevent drying it, and aid smoothness, and act as a sweetener or solvent. Dude, they put this shit in drinks too? Yo, they put glycerin in drinks too. Why is our food? God dang it! They've made all our food into like science experiments. It comes from vegetable oils like soy or palm, animal fats, or fermentation, and is commonly in processed foods such as energy bars, marshmallows, chewing gum, cake icings, and low-calorie drinks. Unlike gums like cellulose or carrot gum, glycerin doesn't thicken as much, but excels at keeping products soft and hydrated. What? That's so weird. That's so fucking weird, bro. How did we figure all this shit out? What else is in my food? Hold on. Wait. What's in my milk? Is fucking shit with milk? Is it all milk? Yes. Oh, but they add vitamin D3. Well, speaking of which, I gotta take my vitamins. Oh, I know this fucking cheese thing. I bet it's got something weird in it. I thought this cheese was a weird texture when I had it. It's made in France, though. I usually look at the ingredients to make sure that the list isn't too long, but sometimes I screw up. Where is it? Oh, wait. Here it is. Okay. Brie cheese sauce, water, brie cheese cream, butter, dry milk, mineral concentrate, vegetable oil, modified potato starch. What the fuck is that? What is modified? Modified potato starch. Starch is a native starch extract from potatoes. Then it's physically, chemically, or enzymatically altered to boost stability, texture, and performance in food. This has potatoes in it? It's supposed to be cheese bread. Jalapeno. I don't know how weird fucking texture to it. It's got mashed potatoes in it. It's the second ingredient, dude. What is that supposed to be? Is it supposed to feel like you're eating cheese or something? What the fuck are y'all doing, man? Why isn't it just cheese, bread and cheese? Why my native potato starch breaks down under heat. Acid, freezing, or shear like stirring becoming runny or grainy. Modification via roasting, oxidation, cross-linking, or enzymes makes it resist these conditions, improving shelf life and consistency in processed items. Common use: thickener in soups, sauces, gravies, and frozen meals, stabilizer in dairy, yogurt, and low-fat products, texture enhancer in baked goods and icings. Like modified cornstarch, it thickens smoothly but gives a creamy, less sticky mouthfeel due to potatoes' higher amylopectin. It's gluten-free and often preferred for clarity and freeze-thaw stability. I knew it had a weird texture to it. I'm gonna be looking at all this shit. I'm not gonna be buying anything anymore from Costco product. I'm gonna be like, oh, it's got the modified potato starch to fucking act like cheese. You see? I mean, the main ingredient is brie cheese sauce, but yeah, wait. It's hard to tell. Okay, it looks like that's part of the fucking cheese. Here's what I'm looking at, right? Look at this fucking thing. So it's got a parentheses here, brie cheese. It's got one here, and it's got one here. Both go in the same direction, right? So this one and this one both need to end, right? Okay, that one ended, so this one still needs to end. We're going here, we're going here, we're going here. Oh, is that it? That's where this one is. Wait, okay, that's where that one is. Okay, then we're here. Those are good, closed. So it looks like the modified food, but no. But why is this one? Why does this one end like that? Why does this one end like that? Like this is the end for the cheese, actually. Because there's no other one in here to connect to this one. So I'm pretty sure this modified potato starch and tapioca starch are all in the brie cheese sauce. And that's why it fucking had this weird texture that I didn't like, dude. But because of how they do this with all these fucking things, dude, it's hard to tell what you're even reading. It's hard to see that it's in the cheese sauce. That's where it's at. And all this other stuff, milk protein, like that makes sense, but it's in the cheese sauce. Tapioca starch and modified potato starch. Why did, like, can it just be cheese? Those are probably, there's potato starch down here too, and that's in the cheddar. That's in the cheddar. Potato starch. This is why this was on sale. It was on deep discount. Because other people had already noticed that there's more modified starch there. It's Parc de France though, man. It's some good shit. Dude, see, Parc de France has got to be good. It's got to be fancy. It's got to be... There's no way they would serve that in a French restaurant, right? Like a French chef would look at those ingredients and spit at the box. This is not French. Needs more butter. Less cornstarch, more butter. Actually, that's probably what they would do, dude. But if they were to make that like the French would make it, it would be like astronomically fattening and people would be scared of it. You can only have that in a restaurant setting where they're not showing you the calories, right? They have Renee in it, but it's not real Renee, or is it not? How do you know? What makes it real? What other kind of thickener do I have in here? I bet these Chewy treats have some kind of weird thickener in them. I got a big ass box of Chewy treats for the cats, dude. 120 treats. There it is right there. Tapioca starch. We haven't looked that one up yet. There's the guar gum. That thing's heavy, dude. $1,680 grams. This is a kilo and a half of True Treat. What was it? I remember guar gum was the second one. What was the first one? Tapioca starch, because that cheese bread has that in it. Tapioca. I bet it's very minimally processed for tapioca starch. I bet it's just pounded tapioca. Tapioca starch like this fine gluten-free powder extracted from the cassava root, also called a tapioca flour, is prized for neutral flavor, clear thickening power, chewy texture in cooking. Oh really? I like chewy stuff. Nearly pure amylopectin, it thickens sauces, soups at lower temperatures than cornstarch, stays glossy without breaking down and freezes, and creates stretchy or crispy results. Unlike potato or cornstarch, it tolerates acid well, great for fruit pies, thickener in soups, gravies, puddings, and fillings, a binder texture in gluten-free breads, cakes, and pizza crusts, crispy coating for frying tofu or chicken, chewy elements like boba pearls or Brazilian crepes, and drinks like Sunny D modified versions might stabilize texture similarly to potato or cornstarch. Tapioca starch next to cassava roots shows its simple plant origin, often cheaper and cleaner than gums. There it is. So it does the same thing as some of these gums do. and it's cleaner. But they use the gums because they are more stable. They're more processed, stabilized. They're less likely to do dumb shit when they freeze or whatever. Very interesting. Another one was guar gum. Just a lot of things. Guar gum is a natural thickener derived from the ground endosperm of guar beans from the guar plant, a legume native to India and Pakistan. Like carabine gum, it's a galactomannan polysaccharide. It's minimally processed in a powder for food use. It hydrates quickly in cold water, 8 times stronger than cornstarch, creating high viscosity for smooth textures, emulsions, and ice crystals prevention. Gluten-free and high in soluble fiber. Its common uses are stabilizer, thickener in ice cream, yogurt, plant milks, soups, and sauces. Binder in gluten-free baking from processed meats and dressings. Found in Sunny D-style drinks for body and uniformity. So guar gum is best for cold thickening, and it's cheap. It sounds like we've been eating that for a long time too, then probably. How long have humans eaten tapioca starch? How many have you eaten these things? Give graph. Give graph. Easy to read it. Generating time series bar chart to compare commercial use versus natural consumption. Okay. Loading the chart analysis skill to interpret the graph timeline. Interpreting the graph to estimate the time of human consumption. Generating a bar chart to estimate when each additive was first consumed. Additive history fixed. It's doing all kinds of generating a visual timeline of which each additive was first used. It's going to time for that. It's doing some research right now, bro. Put it to work. Oh, it's stalled out. Here we go. Carabine gum, natural eating years ago, 4,000. Processed form, 70 years. Guar gum, we've been eating plant, I guess it comes from, for 5,000 years. But the processed form for 70 years. Tapioca starch, 9,000 years. We've been using it as the processed form for 500 years. So it's the longest out of these is tapioca starch. Potato starch, 10,000 years for the natural, like eating of it, but the processed form, only 80 years. Potato and cornstarch. And 10,000 plus years for fiber. They're calling cellulose gum just fiber that's in vegetables and whatnot, but only 100 years for the processed form. So tapioca starch wins for having the longest track history of being a concentrated starch that isn't bad for us, right? I'm asking it which is the healthiest. No clear winner, all safe in moderation. Among cellulose gum, carabine gum, guar gum, modified starches like potato, corn, and tapioca, and glycerin, natural gums like carabine gum or locust bean and guar gum edge out as healthiest due to prebiotic fiber benefits for gut health, cholesterol lowering, and blood sugar control at low doses. Tapioca and native starches are simple carb with minimum additives, while modified starches score lower due to processing. I wouldn't have thought that the carabine and guar gum were actually, they have a higher safety. The highest and high is what carabine and guar gum in that order, and tapioca starch is only good. So the gums are actually healthier than tapioca starch, carabine gum and guar gum. That's what AI says. And it also says, it goes on to say, cellulose gum and highly modified starches are linked to potential inflammation. Carabine gum, for safety record and benefits, prioritize whole foods over any additives, though, it says. Of course, don't just go out and eat guar gum for dinner. Probably not a good idea. I'll be a little constipated on that one. A little gummed up. What else is in here? I'm learning my ass off today. I don't see any more gums in this one. What is natural crab flavor? This actually says natural crab flavor. Do they squeeze it out of the crab? What is natural crab flavor? Probably what they put in imitation crab meat into. This is in the True Retreat. Natural crab. Oh, I put a G instead of a B. Crab, likely natural crab flavor. Crab. Oh. Here we go. Wait, there it is. There it is right there. Which is crab. Hey, yeah, there it is. It's processed foods like soups, dips, or imitation crab, extracted from real crab via meat steam distillation or enzymatic breakdowns from seafood taste. No direct Sunny D link, but it fits an additive pattern. Are you telling me they don't put it in Sunny D? What the fuck? It's like to all my childhood. FDA approved natural flavor from crab shellfish allergen. Contains proteins, esters mimicking crab's briny sweet umami. Used sparingly, 0.01 to 0.5% for cost authenticity without whole crab. Dude, it only takes like 0.01% of this shit and shapow, you got crab meat now. Put a little red dye on the outside of it. It's interesting. The crab has got some strong juices. You can get somebody sick off this stuff if they have a crab allergy, though. Like if you squirted this in somebody's drink who's got a crab allergy, you could, like, their throat could just close up and they wouldn't know what the fuck's going on. Like I think there's some like Clamato, you know what I mean? Some people drink their tomato juice with clam in it. But you would taste it, right? Protein, there's omega-3s, B12, selenium for heart, brain health. What? This shit has like vitamins in it. No, it says in extracts, minimal nutrition, potential contaminants if low quality. So I don't. So they just get all the flavors. There's a scallop natural flavor on here too. Here's the other one. Well, they have to be. I wish that it always said, dude, that's all. Because this one right now I'm looking at, it doesn't say which one. It just says natural flavor on a couple of them. I like how some of them straight say, like natural chicken flavor. But the chicken one doesn't say that. It just says natural flavor. Wait. Why does it have natural scallop flavor in the chicken one? I don't get it. And then the scallop one has natural flavor in the scallop also. What the fuck's really going on? Oh, it actually has scallop in it though, in the scallop one. This one just has a little bit of scallop flavor. I don't know, man. What? Why would they put scallop in one that's not scallop? I wonder if that was a mistake or something. Like they made a bunch of them and accidentally, like the batch, they accidentally put scallop stuff in it. Scallop stuff. Scallop juices. It just says scallop though, so apparently it's got actual like scallop meat, man. They probably turned it into some sort of meat paste though. Remember that pink slime stuff that everybody was freaking out about? What happened to that? Did that just go away? Did they stop doing it? They got busted and they stopped making the pink slime? I swear them bar-ass hot dogs are probably made out of it because they get bigger when you cook them. Meat's supposed to get smaller when you cook it. Right? Like those, it's like the cheap hot dogs, they actually get bigger when you cook them. I think that's a pink slime thing. Because it, I don't know, man, it gets rid of air pockets or something. Right? It makes microscopic air pockets. Like I was gonna get this meat right here. It was on sale for, and I had been eating them too, so I was gonna stock up and get a few of them because it's on sale for like $7 for 2 of these packs. So about a kilo, over a kilo. But then I started reading the back of it because I was thinking about stocking up, and I'm noticing the last ingredient is sodium nitrate. Like, come on, y'all could have at least used celery powder instead. Come on, bro. This shit's from Italy. From Milano, Italy. And sodium phosphate. Did they have to use that too? I get it's only 2% or less, but bro. So I had to opt out of stocking up. I'll do that. And now you know the full story. Of my meat purchasing endeavor, I ended up getting no meat. Yep. What's going on now? So we've learned all about all the different thickening things in my food. Quite interesting. Does this have a thickening thing in it? This hot sauce. It's too small. I need more light on it. I don't think so. It's just thick on its own, baby. I can't help it. It's what you do to me, baby. President Trump made some remarks in the White House, did he? Okay. That's what I think about that. Oh damn, damaged United States Air Force KC-135 lands in UK. Experts say marks consistent with shrapnel. Interesting. They're getting shot at, dude.
She's all over it.
Tripping. Well, they done it now. They massacred my boy. What have they done to my boy? He ended it. Eric Swalwell he ended it.
Bay Area Congressman Eric Swalwell has suspended his campaign for California governor. The decision coming days after several women came forward to accuse him of sexual misconduct. One accused him of sexual assault. Swalwell denies the allegations. KTLA's Eric Spillman in the newsroom with more. Eric,
Why doesn't he just say he's a better person
imagine
now?
a candidate or politician falling out of favor as fast as Eric Swalwell has. This is a person who was the top polling Democrat in the race for governor up until Friday. Now he's had to drop out. He's facing a criminal investigation and he may lose his seat in Congress.
What happened recently then?
Swalwell posting this last night. I am suspending my campaign for governor. To my family, staff, friends, and supporters, I'm deeply sorry for mistakes in judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegations that have been made But that's my fight, not a campaign. Swalwell quit the race after multiple women accused him of sexual misconduct. One former staffer tells the San Francisco Chronicle Swalwell sexually assaulted her in a New York City hotel room in 2024. She says she was too drunk to consent, and Swalwell ignored her when she tried to refuse. Now, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office has opened a criminal investigation. Also said Swalwell assaulted her in 2019, and 3 other women tell CNN that Swalwell sent them explicit messages and unsolicited nude photos.
What?
Swalwell is married with 3 children. Within hours of
Wow.
the story circulating, Swalwell began to lose support. Prominent Democrats like Senator Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi abandoned him, and labor unions like the California Teachers Association withdrew their endorsements. Swalwell was forced to end his campaign. Still, he denies he did anything wrong. Here's part of a statement he posted.
Was he already a congressman?
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They're absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have.
Florida Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna says this week she will introduce a motion to expel Swalwell from Congress, as well as at least one other lawmaker accused of sexual misconduct. Swalwell has been a member of Congress since 2012, and the Democrats now are calling on him to resign. So now, with just a few weeks to go before the primary, the race for governor has definitely taken a turn. The 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans still running are hoping to pick up votes from ex-Swalwell supporters, and most of them have something to say about his downfall.
These stories about Swalwell, they've been out there